Hey everybody, it is that time of year for my entire Blu Ray collection. This time it's actually organized, unlike last year's video, which, whew, that was terribly organized, but this time, I have a lot more to show you. There's some things I did get rid of because I've upgraded them to 4K, and yeah. So basically how I have things organized, we go superhero movies, sci-fi, action, kid films, then we get to some of my acclaimed films, then I'll go over what is back, a couple of my box sets that I own. So without further ado, let us get into this, starting off with some of the MCU movies I own. I don't own every single MCU movie because they're kind of expensive, but I will make it my goal to get every MCU movie by the time Endgame comes out on 4K. So starting off with Captain America: The First Avenger, I really do like this movie. This is actually the very first Blu-ray I ever owned. Then I got The Avengers. This thing, I don't know. I do need to upgrade this in Age of Ultron to 4K. This is an awesome movie, one of the best superhero movies ever made. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This is one of my favorite MCU movies. It was probably my favorite before Avengers: Infinity War. Guardians of the Galaxy, loved this movie. It's tied with Winter Soldier for me. Age of Ultron, a good movie, has its problems. I thought Ultron was really rushed, and all I remember about Quicksilver is that he died. Ant-Man, like this movie, but I don't love it. I need to get Ant-Man and the Wasp still. Captain America: Civil War. I really enjoy this movie. It's my fourth favorite in the MCU. Fantastic movie. Airport fight scene is phenomenal. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Not as good as the first one, but still a pretty great one. Spider-Man: Homecoming. My favorite Spider-Man movie. Yes, I like it better than Spider-Man 2. Still haven't had a chance to see Into the Spider-Verse yet, but I've heard it's phenomenal. Thor: Ragnarok. This movie is awesome. You got the immigrant bridge fight scene. Jeff Goldblum, phenomenal. I'm in Thor: Ragnarok. And my favorite MCU movie, Avengers: Infinity War. This is a really ambitious movie that I appreciate very much, and how they were able to bring all these characters into one movie. It's amazing how it turned out, in my opinion. Okay. Now, I don't own all the X-Men movies, but I'll show you the ones that I do own. X2, The Wolverine, pretty good one, actually. This triple pack consisting of First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse on 4K. Logan, 4K Steelbook. Very first 4K Blu-ray I ever bought. If you guys remember, like when I did my first Blu-ray collection video, I didn't have a 4K TV or player. I just got it for the Steelbook. Then I got a 4K Blu-ray player and TV, and I just happened to have this, and I watched it, and it looks phenomenal. Then I got the Spider-Man trilogy. Loved the first two. Third one is then I got 2 seasons of Daredevil, my favorite superhero show of all time, and the one Netflix must really hate. Okay. I have to go behind. Okay. The Dark Knight trilogy, 4Ks. my favorite superhero movies of all time, and these are probably my favorite 4K Blu-rays I own. And yeah, happy to own these. Then I got Wonder Woman regular Blu-ray. I don't have the 4K yet, but I love this movie. It's the only DCEU movie that I like. Haven't seen Aquaman yet, but it sounds up my alley. But yeah, it's the only one I own and the only one I really care to own at the moment. I thought of my PTSD from Justice League. Then I got this 3-pack consisting of V for Vendetta, Watchmen, and Constantine. 2 good movies and 1 not so good movie. Still have an enjoyment for it. And these last few for the superhero collection is some animated movies I own. Batman Year One, one of my favorites. Superman and Shazam, some really fun shorts in here. I cannot wait for the Shazam movie to come out. Justice League War, Justice League Gods and Monsters. This was a really unique one in my opinion. Then I own the Lego Batman movie. Really fun movie, one of my favorite animated movies in recent years. It's my favorite of the Lego movies. I actually have not seen Lego Ninjago. Then I got Batman Gotham by Gaslight. I really liked this one. I thought it was very interesting. Now on to what is one of my all-time favorite genres, the sci-fi genre. Of course, you gotta have the classic Alien and Aliens. I think the second one is my favorite, but they're both masterpieces. Yeah, I don't own any of the other ones, nor do I plan on owning them. I might get Covenant, though. Arrival, this is probably my top 10 favorite science fiction movies. This movie was just like, need to get it on 4K. Back to the Future trilogy, classics. I love all 3 of them. The second one's probably my favorite, but I go back and forth constantly. 2 really great movies, Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. I miss Blade Runner 2049 in theaters, but I got the 4K Blu-ray and it is one of the best. And I prefer the first one personally because I think Blade Runner 2049 has a few pacing issues here and there, but I love both of them. I prefer the first one though, personally. Close Encounters, have not seen it yet. Oh, Inception. Love this movie. It's one of my favorite of Nolan's. Interstellar, a movie that when I first saw, I did not like it that much. But when I bought the regular Blu-ray a few years ago and popped it in, and I just loved it. Cannot wait to check out the 4K to that. Oh, here we go. I lost my place for a second. Jurassic Park. I do not own any of the other ones. This is the only one I really love. Fallen Kingdom is complete garbage. Oh, we get to the Lord of the Rings. One of my favorite trilogies ever. I was blown away by how, like, I saw these when I was 6, and I loved them. They're some of the most rewatchable 3-hour movies out there. Mad Max Fury Road on 4K UHD. Yeah, 4K looks great, and this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Great movie. Speaking of one of my favorite movies of all time, The Matrix. Yeah, the 4K on this is one of the best looking 4K discs I own. and I'm coming from the regular Blu Ray, which I thought was amazing, but this looks so much better. Huge upgrade over an amazing Blu Ray. Men in Black Trilogy. Bought this because I was having a friend over and we wanted to watch these. First one's great. I have not seen the sequels. Planet of the Apes trilogy on 4K. My favorite is War. Pretty much the way it goes my ranking kind of goes backwards order, so it goes War, Dawn, and Rise. Rise is my least favorite, but I still love it. All three of these are just like masterpieces. It's one of my favorite trilogies ever. Predator, get to the chopper! One of my favorite movies of all time. My favorite Schwarzenegger movie, Prometheus. It's an okay one. It's not my favorite. I got this used a few years ago. It's an okay one. I need to rewatch it, though. The Road, great movie. Next, we get into some Star Wars. First up, I got 1 through 6. I don't hate the prequels like most people do. I think they have their good moments and their bad moments. Especially Attack of the Clones, my least favorite Star Wars movie, but I mainly got it because it has the original trilogy, which we'll get into a little later. But yeah, I love Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie of all time. Then I got Solo. Not the best movie in the world, but I still dug it. Then I got Rogue One. Well-made popcorn flick, but it really lacked a lot of depth, and when the characters died, I just didn't really care. Then the original trilogy despecialized editions. I will be watching the original trilogy in this form for a while. I know there are versions out there with special features, but I have the Blu Ray set with the bonus discs, so I'm satisfied with that. I think I have a DVD bonus disc laying around here somewhere, but yeah, the way I'm going to be watching Star Wars for a while, these are my 3 favorite movies, all in one movie. I do not care what anyone says that I'm cheating, but then I got the 2 sequels, Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I love both of these movies. They're 2 of my favorite Star Wars movies. I think The Last Jedi is better. It's my 4th favorite, and this is my 5th favorite. Don't at me in the comment section. I love these movies. And then I got classics right here. The Terminator anthology set. It's a really nice set. Only issues that likes to slide out a lot, but I just got these for the first 2. I don't really like the sequels that much. For me, I think that the first 2 had a complete story, and then we got 2 movies about fan fiction, and I didn't even bother to pick up Genesis. I don't have T2 on 4K, but I've heard really bad things about the transfer, so yeah. And then I don't know why I picked these up. I'm not going to make a comment about these terrible movies. Ugh. I still enjoy the turtle aspects to it, but Baby Driver, probably the best movie soundtrack involving music I've ever heard. Die Hard, best Christmas movie ever, my favorite action movie of all time. Indiana Jones movies, my favorite adventure movies of all time. The Kill Bill 2-pack, I love Kill Bill. Volume 1 is the best one, though. The second one I like, but Well, I love both of them, but I just prefer the first one. Mission Impossible Fallout, only Mission Impossible movie I own, but is the best one. I will get other ones at some point, but this is my favorite movie of the year. I love this movie. Taken. I will look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you. I love Taken so much. Next, we get into some kids movies I own. I don't have the biggest kids movie collection, but I do enjoy kids movies. A Christmas Story, E.T. Phone Home. Yeah, I got the 4K set for like $15 one day, and I thought it was an absolute steal. Next up, The Iron Giant, classic. I haven't seen this one yet, but a friend got it for me because she knows how much I like The Rock's bad movies. Jumanji, haven't seen the second one yet, but I'm really looking forward to. And then these last two I haven't opened yet, but Shrek Forever After, I know I've seen it, but I haven't seen it in a while. I remember renting it from Redbox one day, and I don't really remember a whole lot. I need to get to others, though. Then I got Yogi Bear. I thought this... Oh, I can't really make a comment on it because I've seen it, but like in theaters when I was... However old I was when that came out. I don't even remember when that movie came out. And I got some comedies. The Naked Gun Collection, The Nice Guys, Shaun of the Dead, need to get other Cornetto movies, and Spaceballs, my favorite Star Wars spoof. Now, I believe there's another stack around here somewhere. There is, because there's some missing stuff. The Alfred Hitchcock collection, consisting of Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, and The Birds, his best movies, in my opinion. What the great movie mock. Django Unchained, my second favorite Tarantino movie. Dunkirk, a very divisive movie, but a movie that I love, but I don't think it's Christopher Nolan's best movie. Easy Rider, Fight Club. Rule number one about Fight Club: never talk about Fight Club. The Godfather movies. Good and Bad to Ugly, one of the greatest movies of all time that I've never really seen before. Goodfellas. This is probably my top 5 favorite movies. Grease. Heat. My favorite heist movie. Inglourious Basterds, my third favorite Tarantino movie. Jackie Brown, not one of my favorite Tarantino movies in the world. LA Confidential, The Outsiders. There's a, I think it's behind my computer. Worry about those two later. Night of the Living Dead. Lincoln. My second favorite Nolan movie, The Prestige. Rocky, my favorite sports movie of all time. Pulp Fiction. Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you. I love Pulp Fiction. It's my favorite Tarantino movie. Saving Private Ryan. Need to get the 4K of that. The Shape of Water, masterpiece. One of my favorite movies from 2017. The Shawshank Redemption. My name is Morgan Freeman. I love this movie. Another, probably my top 5 favorite movies. Taxi Driver. I love this movie. It's in my top 10. It's my second favorite Scorsese movie behind Goodfellas, and just look at that steelbook. Now to the ones I watched. I picked one of them up. West Side Story. Then I have this random one around Walking Dead Season 5. Walking Dead is a show that I have, that my relationship is a roller coaster with. I love the first season, like the second season, except it was over long. Like the first half of season 3, did not like the second half. Enjoyed most of season 4. Loved season 5. This is my favorite season. I thought season 6 had its moments, but ended terribly with that stupid Negan cliffhanger. Season 7 was kind of slow. I did not like season 8 at all. It's my least favorite season. Season 9 I've heard is pretty good. I just haven't gotten around to checking it out yet. But yeah, now I got 3 like little collector's items for Blu Rays. I got the Big Lebowski 4K set. This has to be the coolest 4K set I own. Then I got this awesome Batman Under the Red Hood comic book edition. Like you got the discs back there along with the entire Under the Red Hood comic book, and then the James Bond collection. All 24 of his movies. Excited to see what they do with Bond 25. Thank you guys so much for watching me suffer through this entire collection. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm actually changing up my backdrop soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, click that subscribe button and stay tuned.